Duncan Dema.
Okay.
Present my name.
Yeah, let us have the people present again.
For the accused person, Sanumar, together with the MS, Anita Masaki.
I'm present, my lady.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Please, can
By the Almighty God, that the evidence I shall give before this honorable court touching the matters in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
can you, and your designate?
Now, I am number 237508, Chief Inspector of Police, Robert Okoth, Nebu. Your Honor, currently I'm the OCS Karen Plains, but during this matter I was the in-charge spiff at Uruma Police Station within Staresa County, Your Honor. Your Honor, about this matter, it was on 30th of March, the year 2020. During this period, it was a COVID-19 period whereby the government was enforcing curfew. Your Honor, the curfew period was starting at 7 in the evening until morning. Your Honor, my designation at Oroma Police Station by then.
Just hold on. Melody, just to confirm, this should be PW9. Yeah.
Your Honor, my designation by then at Oroma Police Station, I was the in-charge spiff.
What speed means?
And spiff are officers who are mandated to be in civics for intelligence collection and also enforcement of law and order. Your Honor, on the material day, the group of officers that I briefed in the morning, because the spiff work on 24 hours from morning up to the following day in the morning, to leave for another group also to get in the morning and so on the particular date, Your Honor, I briefed my team in the morning to undertake spiff duties.
That is the 30th of March 2020.
That is on the 30th of March 2020. And the spiff duties are entrenched in the duty roster. And on the same 30th, 2020, Your Honor, after we had briefed our officers in the morning, in the evening of the same day, we were now embarking on the role of enforcement of COVID-19 curfew. It forced us again to reorganize ourselves and call the team back to the station so that we could arrange on how we are going to enforce the curfew for the night. Your Honor, I was with my OCS by then, Chief Inspector of Police, Madam Juliana Wanyama, and when the team came, we agreed that we would go out and the team would converge themselves at a place called Kwama Sisters. So they took another route, and myself and the OCS took the other route, the long route, which was to go through Kariobangi roundabout, and we would join them at Kwama Sisters.
So you and the OCS,
Me and the OCS, we took the long route through the Kariobangi roundabout, and we were to join them at Kwama Sisters. The essence of it was to buy time for the time for curfew to reach, so that on the dot we will start sending people to their houses. Your Honor, before reaching the city stadium roundabout, the OCS got a phone call from the one of the officers whom we had left at the station, called PC woman Batha. I can only remember that name, one name currently on, Tabitha Batha, sorry. And Tabitha Batha told the OCS that some people had come to the station to report that there has been a shooting incident at Kiamaiko. We didn't understand how, and as a result, we decided to go back to the station together with the OCS to ascertain why and how, and therefore we did not complete the long route. We came back through the shorter route we were going through Iwao. On reaching the station, Your Honor, we did not find anybody. We asked Tabitha, where are those people? And she replied that they had rushed the victim to Mama Lucy Hospital. Your Honor, with that information, the OCS boarded my car and we proceeded to Mama Lucy Hospital to see the victim. On reaching Mama Lucy Hospital, Your Honor, there was a young juvenile being attended to by a nurse. But when we tried to inquire of anything, nobody was willing to talk to us, Your Honor. So we left Mama Lucy Hospital without any clear information about the juvenile, and came back to the station with the OCS. Your Honor, on arrival back to the station, we decided to book that matter in the occurrence book with that little information we had. And as usual, Your Honor, there is another report which normally follows called a signal, which was also again submitted to onwards to our headquarters. Your Honor, I was the duty officer of the night, and therefore it means that I was to remain behind, as other officers who were not on duty by then were now going back to their residences. So I and other officers who were on night duty, we remained behind. At about 3 o'clock in the night, Your Honor, OCS called me and told me to go back to Mamalusi Hospital and check on the victim who was under treatment and see how far how he was now doing. When I went back to the hospital, the nurse I found on duty told me that the juvenile had succumbed, did not manage it through the process. So I informed the OCS of that information while I'm still at the hospital, and I came back to the station. On reaching the station again, Your Honor, I found a person who was now the father to that juvenile for the first time, waiting at the station. And he told me that he wanted a postmortem form. Your Honor, I told him to wait a little while so that the same could be prepared for him. And that process took a little bit long. Around morning hours, Your Honor, he was given the postmortem form and he left with it with the hospital. We were still at the station. And after a short while again, a team of DCI officers from Starehe Sub-County came to the station, and they told us that they had been directed by the DCIO to come and take over the investigation of that shooting incident which transpired. Your Honor, because I had not handed over to the new duty officer, I facilitated them on those the items they wanted, and also called the in-charge armory to withdraw all rifles from the officers who were on duty last night and hand over to them because they wanted all the rifles which were on duty last night. So I called Senior Sergeant Rashid Mukhtar, and we gave all the rifles to the DCI team for onwards investigation. My rifle included, Rashid Mukhtar. So Rashid Mukhtar collected all the rifles which were on duty last night and they gave to the DCI team for onward action. From there, Your Honor, I handed over and left the investigation in the hands of the DCI team. That's all I can state.
That you are informed by PC Teresa in regards to an incident had occurred. Is that correct?
PC Tabitha Mbadha called the OCS. She did not inform me. She informed the OCS of the incident that had occurred.
And were any instructions given to PC Tabitha regarding the incident?
PC Tabitha Mbadha, the OCS told her to tell the parents to wait for us. We are coming. And we made a U-turn to the station to meet the parents. There were 4 reportees. We made the U-turn to go and meet them so that we could take the matter as senior officers who are around at that time.
Then you said that you then proceed, once you reached the station, you then proceeded to Mama Lucy Hospital. Is that correct?
Your Honor, on reaching the station, we did not find them. Therefore, we followed them to Mama Lucy, where we were told they had gone to with the victim.
And you said that you interacted with the father of the boy.
The father never talked to us at that hospital. I interacted with the nurse, who was also not willing to divulge any information to us.
I'll just refer you to your statement, my lady, if I may. I'm referring you to page 2 of your statement. Yes, this is page 1. This is page 2. And my lady, for guidance for the defense, paragraph 2.
Your Honor, that's correct. The parents, it is a while ago, it is around when it took place in the year 2020. It's a while ago from now. But I remember at the hospital we interacted with them, and they were not willing to divulge a lot of any information to us, Your Honor.
And in your statement, what does it say that you were told by the father?
He informed us that the son was injured at Carmichael area while on the 3rd floor balcony of his house, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Now I'll take you back to once you and the OCS had gone back to the station after visiting the father in hospital. According to your statement, this is paragraph 4. Did you go anywhere once you reached the station after visiting the boy's father at Mama Lucy?
Your Honor, as usual, and as the officers who are there, when a shooting incident has been reported, Your Honor, there is scene visiting. Me, together with the OCS, we visited that area to ascertain where was it. And on reaching that place, Your Honor, it was in the night. We did not find anything, neither were there people there at that time due to the curfew also. We did not find anything and we just came back.
Was to brief officers, and that you held a briefing twice on that day of 30th March. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And in your station, you do have a duty register which assigns different workloads to different individuals.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you the duty register ending on 4th April 2020. Can you confirm for the court if this is for your station?
Your Honor, this is the duty roster for the week ending on 4th April 2020. And Your Honor, there is something I want the court to understand about the duty roster. This duty roster, Your Honor, is prepared every Saturday because it starts working on Sunday and it runs up to the other Saturday. Your Honor, this duty roster contains the work of the station. The matter I'm testifying about, Your Honor, is about COVID-19 enforcement, which there was no special duty roster for COVID-19. entrenched in this duty roster.
Now, in this duty roster, can you indicate to the court where your name is?
Your Honor, I am number 5 in charge thief in the duty roster.
And with the duty roster,
Your Honor, number 103 is PC Duncan Liam.
and do you know PC Duncan Liema?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he in court today?
Your Honor is in court.
Can you indicate to the court where he is?
Your Honor is seated right opposite me.
My lady, would like to mark the duty register, the duty roster ending 4th of April 2020. Lady, give me a minute. The investigation of this matter after you handed over to the DCI directly.
Your Honor, at no point I investigated anything in this matter.
This matter was taken over by DCI directly.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as you've said,
That's true, Your Honor.
so when you were called by PC Triza, can you tell the court what time you arrived at the station? Do you remember?
It was 8.
7 and 8.
Yes, I can't remember the exact, but I remember the curfew was starting at 7. And we were supposed to start enforcing it. We were to give a few minutes allowance before we start enforcing.
Okay. That is all, my lady.
Yes,
I've only 2 questions, 2 areas to cross-examine. 1, you have told this court and you have been shown a duty roster. Have it.
that's true, Your Honor.
Just have it. For what duration?
Your Honor, this duty roster was for the week ending on April 2020. It's supposed to last for 1 week, Your Honor.
What was the current national situation at that time?
Your Honor, the COVID-19 curfew, and during this time, the curfew, when we were enforcing the curfew, this duty roster was not meant for the enforcement of the curfew. This is for the day-to-day duties at the station. This was not the duty roster for enforcement of the curfew, Your Honor.
Explain further what you mean that the operation manual
during COVID was different from the normal National Police Service operation manual?
Your Honor, this duty roster, which I may request the court also to have a look at, stipulate what each and every officer is supposed to do at the station at any given time. When a special operation comes in, like the enforcement of curfew, you can again be recalled and given new duties depending on the circumstances. This is why we had to have another briefing of the COVID, how we were now to go about the COVID enforcement away from this duty roster. That is why we were called by the OCS in the evening, so that we could plan on how we are going to enforce the COVID during the night.
What we are telling this court, the Honorable Lady Justice, is that this was a special operation.
That's right, Your Honor.
And in a special operation, is it limited to only officers from one station?
Your Honor, during special operation, you can be added strength to mean you can be added more officers. A case in an example is yesterday when there was Sapa. We got other officers to enforce us from other stations. So you don't only work with the strength you have, depending on how your area is volatile.
And particular question. Can you confirm that there was strength from other stations?
That's right, Your Honor.
There were police officers from other stations.
That's right, Your Honor.
When these police officers joined from Huruma, like yesterday, what we saw on TV, different formation, different stations, how does the command structure operate in such a situation?
Your Honor, it depends on the emergency and the situation. If the situation does not allow, they get in and told on the areas to cover, and they start right away. But I'm sorry that, Your Honor. If the situation does not allow, they get in and they are assigned areas to cover. But if the situation allows, then they can also get time for briefing. I mean, Your Honor, some instances might happen so fast that you don't even get enough time to start arranging on what you are going to do. But you get in and start duties, Your Honor.
All right. That is now the general principle. Let us come on this particular day. You have confirmed there were officers from various police stations. How was that operation dealt with these very many officers?
Your Honor, I want to bring to the attention of the court that the area we are talking about is Kiamaiko, within Starehe sub-county, Huruma police station. It is a cosmopolitan area which the people dwelling there are I can call them middle class, lower class level. And in this place, Your Honor, there is the place is volatile. So when the situation arose, because the issue of having a strength was handled in the evening, we never prepared for it. When they came, Your Honor, when the team came, Your Honor, and because the curfew time was almost, they were dispatched to move downwards towards towards the areas called Kwamasista, which is densely populated, Your Honor. And when they went there, the aim was to ensure that the residents of that area, mostly the Buddhist community, they are indoors as per the curfew orders, Your Honor. That is how the situation was dealt with, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Let us go to the next question. I wanted you to clarify that day.
That's right, Your Honor.
For how long had you worked at Huruma Police Station before this incident happened?
Your Honor, around 3 years.
Kindly, without us requesting the court to go to the site, describe that region in terms of crime and in terms of responses and in terms especially on availability of illegal guns.
Your Honor, on the lower part, Huruma Police Station borders Madare. On the eastern part, it borders Kariobangi, and it is mostly Kariobangi and Madare. That is the area that Huruma's police station is policing. Your Honor, the issue of the guns or the issue of the thugs there is rampant, Your Honor. The area is very volatile, if I can tell the court in short. It is an area which requires a lot of knowledge in policing and determination and a lot of police work, Your Honor.
When officers are on duty in Karen, what level of alertness are these two? I've given you a comparative between this area of Huruma and other officers elsewhere on similar approach. How prepared are the officers when they are assigned duties to go to that slum area?
Your Honor, I would like to tell the court that the mode of policing in slum areas is different from the mode of policing in other areas such as Karen, as the council has stated, Your Honor. The mode are not the same, Your Honor.
Expand.
Your Honor, if I may expand on that, is that within the areas of low class levels such as Huruma, we have a lot of thugs. A lot of thugs who are, somebody is disturbing me on the phone, Your Honor. I want to put it silent. I'm sorry. The areas of Huruma, we have got a lot of thugs, a lot of illegal arms, a lot of machetes, a lot of house breakings and robberies. While in the areas such as Karen, if you find people with the guns, they are licensed gun holders. And that one makes the policing in these areas to be very different.
Thank you very much, officer. The last limb of the questions. You have been handling police guns for long.
Police gun, I've been in this, police
Guns.
I've been in the service for the last 24 years, Your Honor.
Thank you. Take us through the point of issuance of a police gun to the time it is returned, explaining to us the documentation of how a police officer like this lady of mine will be issued a gun until it returns. For general knowledge.
Your Honor, can be issued with a gun, depending on which duty you are going to perform. When you want a gun, you go to the armory, the police armory. On reaching the armory, your name is entered in the arms movement book. In the arms movement book, Your Honor, the serial number of the gun is recorded. The service number of the officers taking the gun is recorded. The name of the police officer taking the gun is recorded. Yes, Your Honor.
You've never been to an armory.
Yes,
never
yes.
been issued.
Yes, Your Honor.
Take us from that point of view. You're telling us because you do that every day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, we have never been.
That is why
Teachers.
I started.
Now,
Yes, Your Honor.
who do I find? What do I find? What books are there? That's what I want you to do.
Thank you.
Yes.
There is an officer designated on behalf of the OCS called the Sergeant in Charge Armory. Your Honor, the Sergeant in Charge of Armory is, for the time being, taking care of all arms in the armory. When you get in there, you are going to pick the gun that you want. Then, after picking the gun that you want, he's going to record your service number. First of all, you must confirm that you are a police officer. You might be a police officer within that station or another station, but you must be a police officer entitled to hold that gun. Then, you will record your service number, your name, the serial number of the gun, the purpose, the duties you are going to undergo, whether it is patrols, which kind of duties with that gun, and after that, he's going to record also the number of ammunition he has issued you with. And that area, I would like to stress that he's going to record the number of ammunitions that he has issued you with, because they must be returned exactly the way they were issued. And the condition that you have taken the gun, whether it was in good order or not good order. Then you are left to go with the gun on duty. Your Honor, after going with the gun,
Do you sign?
yeah, you sign. You sign against the gun that you have taken, Your Honor.
Thank you.
After going with the gun, Your Honor, when you return the gun after duty, you must check the condition that you have returned it. Whether the arms that you were issued are exact, or whether you discharged.
And use simple language. Discharge means
Whether there was a shot, whether you shot, whether when you use the word shot, it is not the right one, because shot means you have shot somebody. Whether you discharged is the right.
You
language.
fired.
Whether you fired.
Thank you.
So once
Kindly, before you go there, tell us where you have a gun. Where are these ammunitions put?
when you have a gun, Your Honor, that one is going to take me to the how a gun looks like.
Yes.
A gun has got different parts. There is a part called the magazine,
Yes.
where the ammunitions are placed before you insert it into a gun. When you want to fire, the ammunition will leave the magazine to the system of the gun to be fired out. If you have not fired, it means the ammunition is still in the magazine.
A magazine is like a bag.
It is like a small pouch.
It's a small pouch carrying
Ammunition.
bullets.
Carrying bullets.
Thank you. Deal with the question of returning this gun and the ammunition now.
Your Honor, after you have gone on duty and now you are returning the gun back to the armory, you again go to the armory, you find the sergeant in charge of the armory. He will confirm the gun, whether it is in the right condition, was it damaged, is it in order, are the ammunition number you have returned the same as the ammunitions you went out with. If at all you fired, then the same must be booked in the OP and the purpose that made you fire, and the same will be followed with a signal to the headquarters that a given gun was issued to so and so, he managed to fire due to these reasons and now he has got less. And that one does not end there. It is taken to a book called GP 87 for accountability of the ammunition. Once you fired, if at all you fired during your duties, the same must be captured in the OB and must be followed with a signal. A signal is a situation report of what happened that occasioned you to fire and how many rounds did you fire, and that the copy of that signal is captured in a book called GP 87 for onward transmission and accountability. If you require that those arms to be replaced because you used them, it must be captured there for accountability.
The guns that were in operation that day and forward them. Remember what you told the court?
Yes.
Is it you who collected the guns?
No, Your Honor. As the senior officer present at that time,
Yes.
about
Yes.
to ensure that he collects those guns which were on duty and hand over to the DCI for onward police action.
What is that further police action, to the best of your knowledge? After the guns have been collected by the Amara, forwarded, what is supposed to
That is because there was allegation or information that a juvenile had been shot within our area.
Yes.
So there was an investigation that was launched, and that is why the DCI team came. And for that reason, they wanted all those things bordering that issue, that matter to be investigated, including the guns, including the officers. So that is what I mean by further police action, those further investigations.
You might not know this or you know it. At what stage does the ballistic department deal with these guns?
Your Honor, when there is any form of complaint that requires the investigation of a gun or ammunition, it is the ballistic department that deals with it. So when there was an investigation about this matter and the guns were involved, then the same were to be taken to ballistic for investigation.
Thank you. The guns went.
That's to you.
The documentation, are the documentation that you have said for issuing and returning also accompanied to the ballistic Ballistic Department?
Your Honor, the documentations are for the station. They can, and I want to tell the court that there are some of the documents at the police station that can only be released when there is a court order. The police cannot give them to you easily. For example, the OB, a court can call for the OB. A court can call for the arms movement. But the arms movement, the ballistic, they don't call for it. But if they call for it because they are police officers, they can't be denied. But in most cases, they depend on their own reporting that they are going to generate.
According to the information you are giving us and the court, is that those documents that you have said are in the custody of the OCS?
That's true, Your Honor.
And if the OCS will come to testify, he has access to these documents.
Your Honor, the OCS is in charge of the station. He can access anything within the station, including those documents.
I have no further questions for the witness. My good sister.
Right, there was enforcement from other police officers. So, Masaki, we are
For the accused,
acting
we are
alongside.
acting alongside, together.
Yes. You did confirm these stations, right?
Your Honor, there's something I want to come out very clearly. All of us are aware that during the COVID-19, this thing was enforced nationally. And you were enforced according to the needs in your area. I gave example of Huruma being volatile. We were enforced with the other police officers due to the strength that we required.
So that is a yes.
That is yes.
Okay. You did tell us that you are the duty officer and you are carrying out SPIV. SPIV duties?
SPIV duties.
SPIV duties.
It is not it's SPIV the way you are calling it.
Okay, SPIV duties.
Yes.
And then you've said also that you recalled your morning officers, you recall them in the evening so that they can go out for patrol at night, right?
Thank you. Let me explain there again, Your Honor. The SPIV duties are entrenched here and other duties. But now, during the evening, we had to call again because there is no special allocation that was allocated that you are going to impose curfew, but you are going to enforce something else or to do other duties. Now everybody was to come so that we could enforce the curfew.
Okay.
So other duties now are standing null and void because now this was the special duty during
That
the
was
night.
to be carried that night.
Yes.
Yes.
So even this duty roster may not function at that time,
Okay.
including myself, including the OCS and other inspectors. We are now coming to do another deployment for the duties because it involves every police officer, everybody now during the night.
Okay.
Yes.
So just a question. Now that you have said that there were other reinforcement from other stations, did these people who come from other stations, were they maybe recorded somewhere?
No.
There was no record of
Yes.
them. Okay, I want you to go to that duty roster which you are shown by counsel for the prosecution. 3.
Yes.
On the top it says night beat, right?
103 on there?
On the top page where you've been shown, where you read the name of the accused, the one highlighted.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, can you give us a date that shows that this is 30th because this is a duty roster up to the 4th of April, right? Or 4th April 2020.
Can I give you?
The date for 30th of March. Does it show a date for 30th of March who was on duty on the 30th of March?
If you read the duty roster for the week ending on, so you
Ending
subtract 7
on.
days.
You
You
subtract
subtract 7 days from that 4. You will see it was manufactured on which day.
Okay. So for this particular, can you
So
read for us the location?
let me clarify something.
Yes.
So 30th will fall in between somewhere.
Mhm.
Because if it is ending on 4th, if you subtract 7 days, it is around maybe 28th or 27th there.
Okay.
So that it means 30th is lying in between there.
Lying in between there.
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to read the location of where the name of the accused appears.
there is a place called Japost, Kisimayu, Madoya, Metameta, Mbuthia, and along Madare River.
Okay. So on this location, there were 3 people deployed there, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Remember, I'm recording.
Sorry.
Most of you are talking like us.
Sorry,
And there's a conversation.
About the duty roster ending on 4th April, it means this duty roster was, you take the 4th and you subtract 7, so for you to know the date when it was manufactured. So it means the date in question, which is 30th, is lying somewhere between the manufacturing date of this duty roster and when it was supposed to end.
Okay.
So it is in that bracket.
It is in that bracket. All
Yes,
right,
you are.
that's fine. So my next question will be, can you please read again the location where the name of the accused appears?
Japost, Kisimayu, Madoya, Metameta, Mbuthia, and along Madare River.
Okay, so my question will be, when now, for instance, now the accused person was stationed or posted at this location, does it mean that he was responsible for that area only?
Your Honor, I want to repeat again that this duty roster does not apply to what we are testifying about. But for the benefit of what the council asked Your Honor, when an officer is deployed in an area mentioned, he's supposed to stick himself in those areas because those are the areas he's covering.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor.
thank you. So one last question. The house where the child was shot at, could you please tell us where it's located? Which area is it located?
Kiamaiko.
Kiamaiko.
Kiamaiko is not on that list.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor.
that will be all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes, my lady. You confirmed that you handed over the duties of handing over the guns to one of your officers.
I did not hand over. I don't do that.
No,
duty.
just listen. Officers from Starehe came.
Yes.
They wanted some arms, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who did you instruct to assist them?
I instruct the in charge, Amari, Senior Sergeant Mukhtar, Rashid Mukhtar.
So you confirm you did not hand over any guns to DCIO.
Me, I didn't hand over any guns to DCIO, apart from the gun I had, which I also gave.
Yes.
Yes.
So the person who handed over any of the arms was the person who you allocated, Mukhtar. Isn't that correct?
Mukhtar, the reason why Mukhtar was to hand over the guns, Your Honor, the people who went on duty, when they returned the guns, they returned them to the armory. The in-charge armory is Mukhtar. So, because the guns are no longer with the people who had them, they had been returned because of the hours had elapsed. So it is now Mukhtar to pick them from the armory and hand them over to, that is what I'm referring to, that Mukhtar, I instructed him now to take the guns to give to the DCI officers who wanted them.
So he was in charge of all the ammunition and the arms that came in,
I have said that before.
and he handed over the same to DCI of Starehe.
I have said that.
You were not part of that process.
Your Honor, I was not part of it.
Now, you've talked about the duty register, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have confirmed your name and the name of the accused is on the duty register.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have stated that you held a briefing at 10 and also in the evening,
At 10
a.m. Was that when you held a briefing in the morning
in the morning?
before they were deployed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you held another one just before the evening started.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have also informed the court that there being this duty register, everyone, including those on this duty register, were also assigned to COVID duties.
That's true, Your Honor.
So everyone on that list was assigned to COVID duties.
Your Honor, according to the duty roster, all the officers here were called and were assigned the curfew enforcement duties.
That included number 103 on the list, the accused person.
That's right, Your Honor.
Melody, we have one more witness.
In this matter,
Yes, in that matter.
We are ready. We are set.
Repeat for the court again. Majina. Melody Dae is D-A-E. Shope is S-H-O-P-E. Kesho is K-E-S-H-O-O. Tuambia unaishi wapi na unafanya kazi gani?
Naishi Jamaica Huruma. Nimefanya biashara.
Umeishi Kiameko kama miaka gani? Ngapi?
Muda mrefu.
Nitakupeleka Monday 30th March 2020. Masaa ya jioni. Kama saa 1 jioni. Tueleze ni nini nitendeka kuhusu hii kesi.
Unaona kweli ile kitu ilifanyika. Mimi nilikuwa jioni kama saa 1:30 hivi kwangu na familia yangu. Nimesikia nikiwa kwa nyumba, nimesikia maoe na kelele ya malio ya bunduki. Nikatokezea nje, nikafungua mlango, nikatoka nje. Kwangu ni hapo compound na gate nje. Sababu hapo nikatoka nikachungulia. Nikaona maofisa wengi wakitermuka wakikuja pande yetu. Pande hapo yetu. Walikuwa wakipiga risasi na makelele walikuwa wakipiga. So tukaulizana ni nini? Nikaambia familia rudini ndani. Naona marisasi na lenye mnakimbia nje. Nikawarudisha ndani.
Yako.
Nyumba yangu hapo nje nilikuwa compound, nimefence na chuma hapo. Nimechomea waya kwa sababu inaonekana vizuri nje. Ndio niliona maofisa wakikuja na walikuwa wakipiga risasi kwa wingi. Walikuwa wengi pia. Vile walikaribia pale, kuna njia ya kuelekeza pande ya Sakusilota na ingine pia kuna kiwanja hapo karibu na shule ya Hope. Kuna mataa ya mlikamizi kubwa hapo inamulika vizuri sana. Sababu mwingine alisonga hivi kaona inamulika hapo.
So ulisema uliona waofisa wakikuja kwa njia yako.
Yeah.
Walikuwa wanapiga kelele.
Ndio.
Na walikuwa wanafanya nini wengine?
Wengine walikuwa wamekuja, wengine wakaelekea kwa pande ya Slota. Wengine pia walikuja hivi. Mmoja alipaki pale akimulika hivi. Kila ni kama inamulika kama torch lakini si kawaida, si torch. Lakini baadaye tukasikia kilio ya risasi.
Acha tuende slowly kidogo slowly. Mawapi?
Hapo karibu na
Mission Hope.
Mission Hope, yeah. Alafu
Na hiyo ulikuwa unawaona aje?
nilikuwa naona kama ninamulika kama tochi hapo kwa nyumba, magorofa ilikuwa hapo.
Ulikuwa unawaona?
Nilikuwa
pahali
naona.
ulikuwa kwa sababu ya nini?
Kwa sababu nilikuwa naangalia ile kelele na ile risasi ilikuwa napigwa mingi.
So walikuwa wanapiga risasi na kupiga makelele.
Pia wakaenda wale wengine, grupu ingine wakaelekea pande ya Slaughter. Ndio.
So pahali ulikuwa hapo kwa nyumba yako,
Ndio.
uliona nini pahali ulikuwa unakaa kwa nyumba yako? Uliona nini inatendeka hapo ili kuja kotini leo?
Na nikiwa kwangu niliona hiyo wakati baada kelele imeisha, waofisa waligawanyika, wengine wakaenda pande ya Slaughter, mwingine alibaki pale.
So ofisa mwingine
Alibaki pale. Alikuwa akimulika kwenye nyumba. Kaona sasa baadaye kidogo tena ndio hiyo kilio ya risasi.
Umesema alikuwa akimulika. Unamaanisha nini?
Hata sielewi, lakini ilikuwa tu na bunduki nayo alikuwa anamulika. Sielewi kwa sababu najua hiyo ni sijui torch, sijui ni inamulika kama torch, lakini baadaye nimesikia kilio ya risasi. Kidogo hivi nimesikia tena nduru kwa jirani hapa. Kasikia nduru kwa jirani, tumesikia risasi ndio imelia, jirani imeanza kupiga kelele. Tukasema ni nini inaendelea hapa karibu na kwangu hapa kwa Hussein. Sasa kidogo mama ameanza kupiga nduru tena zaidi. Nikaambia familia yangu, nikaambia fungeni gate. Wacha nione nini nimefanyika hapa kwa sababu kwangu na kwake ni hapa tu hivi.
So wacha nikusimamisha hapo. Ulisikia nduru inakuja kutoka nyumba ya nani?
Kutoka Hussein Moyo.
Na ni nani ulisikia anapiga nduru?
Mama.
Mama yake nani? Ama mama mwanamke, bibi ama ni
bibi?
Bibi wa nani?
Bibi ya Hussein Moyo.
Na kutoka kwako kwa hii nyumba ya Hussein,
Yeah.
ni kama umbali gani?
Si mbali sana, ni kama hapa na ikuta tu njia kidogo inapita katikati. Si distance kubwa.
So iko kwa mbali.
Haiko kwa mbali.
Na hiyo nyumba ya akina Hussein Moyo,
Yeah.
ni kama nyumba gani? Ni kama yako ama ni aina gani?
Si kama yangu, yake ni ghorofa juu. Ghorofa mpaka 3.
Ghorofa mpaka ya 3.
Yeah.
So vile ulisikia hii kilio, ulifanya nini?
Nikasikia tu kilio, baada ya kilio tena nimesikia kelele pale, ndio sasa nikaenda kwake. Nikagonga mlango. Nikafunguliwa na msichana wake Aisha. Nikauliza ni nini haya, nimekuta ndio huyo mtoto amelala chini, amelazwa.
Ulipata nani amelala?
Huyu Yassin, kijana yake mdogo. Nikakuta Yassin nimelala chini. Sana nimeangalia ni nini imefanyika, nikashika kijana nikaangalia tayari iko na jeraha. Na imepigwa. Kilio ya risasi tumesikia. Baada ya kilio kidogo pia tukasikia nduru pale kwa ghorofa. Uliona ofisa akarudi.
Uliona ofisa akipiga risasi? Uliona ofisa akipiga risasi ama uliona ofisa akimulika tochi?
Kwa sababu hiyo kwa tochi ilikuwa na bunduki kwa mkono, yeye ni ofisa.
Uliona nini?
Niliona akiwa na bunduki kwa mkono.
alikuwa amevaaje?
Alikuwa amevaa kabut na crown kofia.
Alikuwa amevaa kofia ya serikali ya
Yeah.
polisi.
Inaonekana kwa sababu ni light, mlikamuzi ilikuwa pale kwa kiwanja mahali amesimama, light ni kubwa.
Ulimuona
Yes,
akiwa amevaa
kiofisa.
nguo za serikali, sare za polisi.
Yeah.
Na umesema mwangaza ilikuwa sawa,
Kabisa.
lakini alikuwa na tochi.
Haikuwa na torch. Hiyo ilikuwa,
Uliona akifanya nini?
ilikuwa namulika kama torch. Hiyo bunduki ilikuwa na
Ni bunduki, sio tochi.
sio torch hiyo. Sio kawaida ya torch. Torch ni tofauti.
Uliona ulikuwa mwangaza.
Eh,
Tunataka ueleze mahakama.
ndio.
Uliona ofisa amevaa nguo za polisi
Ndio.
akitumia tochi kumulika ama akitumia bunduki kumulika?
Ni bunduki ilikuwa
Ni bunduki, tushaelewana.
yeah.
Ile bunduki ilipokuwa inatoa mwangaza, ilikuwa inatoa sauti.
Sasa hiyo ndo tumesikia kilio. Baada ya akifanya hiyo
Anakuuliza.
tumesikia.
Uliona ofisa kabla ya sauti akiwa anamulika na bunduki?
Yeah.
Ulisikia mlio wa bunduki baada ya muda gani?
Baada ya muda dakika kidogo tu, kama dakika moja mbili.
Dakika moja. Ndio ile bunduki ililipuka.
Ilipuka.
Huo ofisa ulimuona, walikuwa watu wangapi?
Siwajui ni wangapi, lakini walikuwa wengi.
Walikuwa watu wengi.
Lakini moja tu ule alitoa, walikuwa wamekuja karibu. Wale wengine walienda, alibaki moja mwenyewe, moja peke yake mwenye ametoa.
Uliweza kumtambua?
Sijamuona, sitambui vizuri. Sijamtambua vizuri.
Kwa hivyo hukutambua ni nani huyo?
Sijamtambua.
We have no further questions.
No, my lady, that is all. This witness, if you can step down, my lady. Only witnesses you were able to produce today. We have two further hearings, 15th and 24th. And 24th, my lady. 15th and 24th. To the 15th. And we'd also be requesting for summons for specific witness. Abdi Madayo. Madayo. Matayo.
M-A-T-A-Y.
Yes, my lady. Require my lady. Will bond. My lady will through I power through it.
For the adjournment we have not heard, say that we'll be seeking, pursuant to the witness who has testified, we'll be seeking an order of this court. The production of the arms move, a copy of the arms movement book.
My lady. Okay.
We'll be seeking for some documents. We'll be seeking a copy of the OB records capturing the firing. The OB records capturing the firing of Pisindiema, that's the accused person's gun That will be.
You are seeking the copy of OB
Of the accused
of the accused.
firing, the recording of the firing of his gun. Number two, the signal and the GP 87 extract book. There is a signal report from the witness who said the police immediately want discharges. A signal is sent. We'll be seeking for that signal. And there's an entry, the officer, the inspector said GP 87 booked extract for the defense to use in their case. That's all, my lady.
My lead taken, we should have supplied those documents because we are going to have the AMARA come and testify. The OCS will come and testify with the signals and all those documents. So if he's saying he doesn't have those documents, we undertake to provide copies of what we'll be relying on as prosecution.
We don't have them, but if you supply, we
Right.
much.
You know, Mr. Omar, you cannot foretell the future. You're putting me in a fix that tell us in the future what time.
At least 10.
Let's say this. We'll start the course list. Let's schedule the hearing for 12. We just come and start. I do everything else with the ODPP and the other matters and other defense counsel. Then let's just start at 12. We're just coming for hearing, isn't it?
That is all.
I think.
Much obliged, my lady. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.